Hi, Shelly. It's
Good
Rachel.
morning. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Welcome, Rachel.
I'm going to try to join as much as I can. It's a little earlier here, but that's okay.
Welcome. Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Good Morning Stretch. I'm Shelly. It's Wednesday, April 15th. What we'll be doing is spending some time in a space. Maybe it's the carpet, a mat. You may want to use a pillow, and we will certainly be relying on a strap or a jump rope, or this is just my yoga mat carrying handle that I'm going to be using for this morning's stretch. If you want to put any background music on, now is a great time. I've muted everybody, so you're welcome to put, I have just an ambient playlist playing right now. It's really soothing. It just feels and sounds right for me this morning. Water, your cup of coffee close by, but just make sure you're set up to be able to release and let go. Just one quick couple of tidbits I want to share with you today is my motivational messaging. The power of positivity here says, don't stop until you're proud. Don't stop until you're proud. So whatever you're doing now that is different, that you've had to change a course of action, learn something new, move away from something that you're used to having in your life, don't stop until you're proud. And I'm doing that now. I'm still trying to shift, learn, explore, be a better version of myself amidst the time of change. This next one I want to share with you says, this is more for our morning stretch. This very moment is the perfect teacher. And lucky for us, it's with us wherever we are. This very moment is the perfect teacher, and lucky for us, it's with us wherever we are. All right, on that note, we're going to start standing to get some blood flowing, and then we're going to sit and begin our stretch. So when you're ready, you're going to come to a standing position somewhere in your space, mat. We're just going to start to relax the hands. It's just a gentle shake. Formulating a tall spine and breathing deeply in and out through the nose. If that's not welcoming or doable, you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Then you're going to start to add the arms. It's just a very gentle shake, movement. You can make it a little more vigorous if you'd like. Just be mindful of your furniture and the space that you're in. And then release. Right leg. We're going to start just by once again trying to relax the foot, just shaking the foot and ankle. And releasing and letting go to be able to shake is a skill, right? So if you're just saying, hey, is that my foot? That's okay. Then you're going to start to add a little more of the leg shaft, shaking out skin, muscle. It's gentle. You can make any movement side to side. And then release and notice the circulation, the shift, the energy. Left foot. And if you need to balance onto something and grab onto a wall, you're welcome to. I really want you to be able to just kind of shake, mobilize the ankle. And then when you're inspired, start to add the entire leg. And right away, our spine organizes, our core secure, braces us, shoulders roll back like we're awake and open for the day. We'll release. Then we'll spend just 20 more seconds, see if we can kind of shake everything in combination. Breathing deeply and completely. Just kind of shaking legs, hips, shoulders, hands. It's a great way to wake up, get the joints to lubricate with the synovial fluid, the blood flowing. Beautiful. Let's take one inspiring breath together. Inhale. Keep breathing in, keep stretching up, exhale. And we'll begin our stretch. So coming down onto your mat space, we're going to start seated. So if you need to be in a chair, you can do that. You need to prop yourself up on several cushions, be on a bench, it's all good. Arms are going to rest, palms land wherever they fall, and some sweeping shoulder circles going backwards. Hiking the shoulders up, purposefully drawing them back and placing them down. Once you have the shoulder joints in motion, bring your focus to the shoulder blades. And the shoulder blades will broaden and then slide back together. Broaden and slide back together. Try this 3 more times, just a big sweeping shoulder circle. On your final one, set the shoulders down and begin to improve your posture. We're going to send the arms straight out. Identify the right arm, it's going to cross over. And return our thumbs down, and our palms and fingers will interlace. From here, start to create a design or a motion that may work for you. If you're holding your hands in a different shape, that's fine. But the idea is to find a clasp and begin to wring out fingers. There's a little twist. The wrists starting to unravel. Elbows and shoulders may float. This is wonderful if you're feeling a little stiff in the hands, fingers, getting a little arthritic flare up from the change of patterns in your life. This can be so healthy. We'll try this one more time. And we'll release and just notice. Other side, lengthening the arms out, splaying the fingers, crossing left arm over right. Palms turn, fingers interlace, and then find some creativity. So for me this morning, this feels really good on my thumbs, my thumb pads, the little thenar eminence muscle right there feels really good. And I'm staying within my parameters of my body, which is pain-free. It doesn't mean that it's sensation-free. There's a difference there, but pain-free. We move away from that. So making any reduction in your range of motion is certainly an option. Trying a couple of more passes through. And then release, let those arms just hang and notice. So we're starting our morning stretch on the upper extremities, in the arms, shoulders, and neck. Second one, we're going to take our arms all the way out, preparing for a huge self-hug. Right arm will come on top of left, and you'll hug onto the shoulders. Dynamically pull them down, make them very active, and you'll see a V or feel a V shape with the arms. Keeping the shoulders pulling down, just a gentle rock of the head left and right. This movement while we're pulling our shoulders down and getting a nice length to the trapezius group doesn't take much motion in the neck. start to release that tightness, stiffness. Head will nestle back to the center. Shoulders will continue to stay down and we'll float the elbows up. Most of us will just stay here and breathe. Others, we'll see if we can get some motion by pulling the elbow on top to a lifted position and drawing the bottom elbow down. It may look like a set of lips or a bird beak. And here we're instilling some movement, mobility, but also a little strength, getting that shoulder to lift. Try these 1 or 2 more times. And then slowly release. And once again, just notice making any counter movement that feels best to you. Other side, huge in-breath. Stretch the arms out. You may want to stay here for a moment because it feels really good. Left arm will cross over. And we'll drape the fingers on the shoulders and pull them down. Pausing here, letting your body catch up with your mind or my instruction. And it's just an offering. I'm just here to give you suggestions. Welcome to float the head side to side, mimicking a windshield wiper movement. Maybe you want a little creativity and just kind of look left and right like you're watching a slow motion tennis game, tennis match. Allowing yourself to come back center, keeping the shoulders down. There's some energy pulling down. We'll float the elbows up. Opportunity just to stay here and breathe. Others, see if we can pull the elbows apart. The side may be completely different, maybe a little easier, may feel a little less coordinated. Doesn't matter. Don't stop until you are proud, right? Trying a couple more, exploring through your range of motion. Release out of the shape and relax. If your legs are in need of a little shift, you can give some hydration to the knees just by lengthening them out. A little Jiffy Pop popcorn. And we'll come back into a seat, and you can change the cross of your legs this time. New leg in front, so it feels a bit different. Right fingertips will rest on the mat. Left hand up towards the sky. We'll take our body over to the right. The idea is to keep this left hip down. It's easy to pull it up off to look like we're going deeper into the stretch. See if you can actually push yourself back into that seat. Reaching with the fingertips. Decide the gaze should go skyward or drop down so you can meditate on your mat. Right elbow and shoulder can have some buoyancy or softness. Inhale, rise. Other side. Left fingertips down. Maybe the palm print. Inhale, climb up, stretch up. Allow yourself to fold and breathe. The emphasis is keeping this right hip down so you can really sprout up and find space in the side body. And once you have the stretch, relax into it and breathe. Bottom shoulder and elbow is a little buoyant, right? Allowing the energy to flow, blood to flow without obstruction. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. Hands are going to come behind us. The strap may be of use to bind the fingers and hands. excuse my back. You're gonna take your time getting the hands to walk back. Some of you will grab onto the strap to assist in your anatomical bind. Others may interlace. It may feel good to find your fists connected, wrists connected, elbows, or you can make any position that works. So please be mindful that you're not forcing anything. This is just a nice, easy, gentle morning stretch. And we're here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Relax the hips. Sprout the spine. And breathe deeply up the front of the body. And that will assist and help with that lift of the breastbone. And that itself can enhance the stretch. Beautiful. One more breath. And slowly release out. Beautiful. Upper body starting to feel a little more open. We're going to bring our attention here into the midsection. Extending right leg out. Bending the left knee. Most of us will stay here. If you're inclined to cross it over, that's fine. Once again, as long as that left hip stays anchored. Inhaling the right arm up to the sky. We'll wrap it around. Give yourself a nice little boost with that back left arm, and then we'll spin over the left. Spinal twist. If you feel like this hand is really pulling you, you can also set the elbow to the outside. Shoulders will move down, and you'll coax that left shoulder blade back to improve or highlight the stretch. Gaze can be wherever. Coming over the front of that right shoulder is great for your golf game. Or you can take and spin that gaze all the way back behind you. The idea is to unlock that thoracic spine. So let's sprout up one more time. Spin from the barrel of the ribs. And we'll release. Trying that on the other side, we'll lengthen out our left leg. Once again, if just straightening the leg is uncomfortable, you can always wad something up underneath to give some softness to that joint or even a pillow. We'll slide the right foot up. You don't have to wait for me. Your fun has already started. Here are your options to cross over. Inhale, left hand super tall. Exhale, we'll self-hug and begin to spiral. And breathe. Another option is to have the elbow and the knee connect. Right shoulder brings you a bit deeper into the twist. There's this nice balance of continuing to climb the spine skyward and spinning. Once again, notice where the gaze is. You can drop the chin right over in front or take the gaze behind you. Notice how that feels. And then release. Coming off our seat. We're going to make our way onto all fours. As always, this can be done standing, and you can certainly place the pillow or cushion underneath your knees. Hands will come down, fingers will be nice and sparked or energized. Inhale, we'll find that right knee, keep a strong bend, and start to spiral out the hip socket. Just a couple more in this direction. And we'll pause. Stay with the same leg. And create this beautiful circle, accessing the hips. One more for good measure. And that same leg is going to come down. You're going to slide the foot back. I'm going to walk onto my forearms. That just feels a bit better. I'm going to send my body weight into that heel, stretching out the back of the leg, specifically the calf muscle and the Achilles. I can add a little motion, toeing off, so my foot gets involved. Try this 1 or 2 more breaths. Beautiful. We'll slide back up. You can stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn for video purposes. Once again, fingers are sparked, our hands really energized. Bracing the abdominals. New knee. I'm going to keep that heel close to my bottom to keep my leg shorter, or the lever or lever shorter. The knee joint describes a circle on your wall. Exploring your range of motion. We'll pause and then just take that in the other direction. Make a smooth circle, removing momentum. One more coming up, and that same leg resting and pressing it back. You can stay here. For some reason, I like to come back onto my forearms. It just feels better. And I'm starting to put energy into that back heel. And then I'm sliding back and forth with the toes tucked under, maybe exactly what you need to enhance this. Feeling the necks of your toes stretching, the bottom of the arch liberating, the back of the Achilles getting some space and length. And then dropping down onto your shins, and we'll come back around and take a seat. Exploring the hips a bit more. You're welcome to lie all the way down. I'm going to come down onto my forearms. That just feels best for me. Then I'm going to separate my feet pretty wide, wider than my hips. Lifting my toes up. I'm going to start to windshield wiper, one knee at a time. So our morning stretch today has a little bit of a flow, a bit of motion and movement where we started out with our little shaking and releasing. Just that minute or so of the shaking in our warm-up just allowed us to identify with what motion and movement can do for us. It's so powerful to change our moods, how we're feeling, our physiology, our posture, pain reduction, so many cool things. The next time that left knee comes down, you're just going to pause and let gravity do its thing. Some of you will pick up the right leg and sandbag it over. Once again, coming down onto your back may feel a bit better. You're welcome to do that because we're here for about 5 breaths. Allow the exhalation to wash and soothe over that left hip. Just let it rinse every exhalation. Moving out tightness, stuck, tacked tissue. Two more inspiring breaths. We'll release. You can stay on your back. I'm just gonna play with the other side. I'm just gonna shift just for viewing purposes. Feet wide, toes lifted, and that windshield wiper movement. So our hips store a lot of stuff, a lot of emotional baggage. So if all of a sudden you feel like your hips are really stiff, it's probably a little bit more than just sitting more, or maybe you've increased your mileage walking, maybe you've got on your bike that you haven't used for a while, whatever it is. But our hips carry a lot of stuff and they can get stuck. So we're just moving this energy out this morning. The next time that right knee comes down, just let it kind of rest. Inner thigh moving toward the mat. Option to take the left leg and use it as a sandbag or a weight. And once again, you can climb down onto your back, letting your skull rest. So gentle reminder, it's not how deep you go in the stretch. And some of you will up level from what I'm showing. Others will do exactly what I'm doing. And some of you will take the first or second cue and pause there. And that's what's important, is listen to your body. Take the stretch to the degree that feels best for you. Just remember, our movement, our motion, our nutrition, our self-care is a daily pursuit. You can't stretch just one day out of the week and expect to get the benefits. So a little bit every single day is what will improve your physiology, extensibility of muscles. And for me, it's a stress reduction or stress reducer. Release. You're going to help yourself back up into a seated position. We're now going to take and move down the shaft a little bit. Some of us are going to feel it in the back of the hamstring coming up, the calf muscle, sending the left leg out. Right knee or leg can do anything. The mat, or you can roll up the mat, or a cushion may be exactly what you need to kind of let this leg do its thing. It doesn't quite matter. If you'd like, you can push the inner thigh, the inner sole into the inner thigh. And we'll grab our strap. We're going to inhale. It's super long. As we exhale, we're going to fold forward and connect the strap to the foot. Initially, rolling the shoulders back, tall spine, just gently coax yourself forward. Focusing on a taller spine, and the highlight is the hamstring. This feels like a bit much, you can slacken the knee. Those of you looking for a little more excitement, you can press the knee down and actually lift the heel up. It doesn't matter. If this feels exactly where you need to be, stay. Or others are going to start to round down. Your spine now can round, lengthening out over the leg, and then rest the head wherever it falls. For added fun, you can coax the foot back, the toes back toward you. We're here for about 3 breaths. So this posture may get a little bit of everything. The sole of the foot, Achilles, calf muscle, hamstring, and low back. So lots going on here, and I won't even charge you for it. On your next in-breath, slowly come out of the pose and shake it out. Do whatever you need to do. We'll build that on the other side. So setting yourself up for success. Right leg will lengthen. Left foot can do anything. You can come back in your hurdler stretch from years ago. That feels okay on your knee. Once again, the thigh may rest on a prop. I'm going to put the sole of my foot into my inner thigh like it's tree pose in yoga. Grabbing onto my strap. What this does, it gets my arms a little bit longer to assist in connecting hamstring. Inhale. Exhale, long spine. And I make a connection with strap to foot. Lifting the chest, just folding from the hips, and it may just be a little micro bend. You may just fold an inch or so, and that will start to elicit the hamstrings saying thanks. Bending the knee is an option. Straightening the knee and lifting the foot up is an option. If you choose, inhale and grab that strap a little bit deeper, or maybe reach for the footprint, spine will round, face toward foot, and breathe. Mild stretch, huge benefit. Feeling the arch of the foot, maybe even the necks of the toes, Achilles, hamstring, low back. It feels so good. We'll spend one more breath here. And we'll rise. Abdominals. So if your diet has changed a little bit, you sit on the couch a bit more, whatever it is, maybe you're training harder than you've ever trained before, right? Abdominals need a little stretch. We're going to come onto our bellies. You can stay on your mat. I'm just going to give a little variation here on the side. I'm going to come down onto my forearms and start to walk and pull my chest forward. I'm going to untuck my toes, engage my glutes and legs, and then traction my ribs forward. So if this seems like it's a little adventurous to begin with, always rest forehead down. But the idea is to feel a nice length to the rectus abdominis, the muscle that comes from the bottom of the ribs toward the top of the pubic bone. My yogis, you certainly are welcome to come up into your up dog, right? With your leg strength, pulling the chest forward, shoulders back. Wherever you are, just another breath or two. Breathing deeply, allowing the digestive organs to find their house and their home. And then we'll exhale, finding your knees, dropping down and bowing down to counter child's pose. Inhale, rise. We're going to find child's pose again. So if the hips coming back to the knees is a bit much, you can always put several pillows here to take pressure off the knees. You can certainly tuck your toes under and the hips can be a tad higher, or you can come into traditional child's. I'm going to walk my hands out and start to press myself back. Entire arm shaft is illuminated and lifted off the mat. My fingers are clawing forward. And then from here, I'm just going to rock side to side, getting a little motion and movement. There's a little tug of war. My hands are suctioned or suction cupped to the floor. My hips are reaching back. I'm finding this lovely stretch and then this rocking side to side. Inhale. Coming down onto your belly again, this time possibly with the strap. I'm gonna get a little angle here so maybe you can see me. Quadricep, the front of the thigh. You take your favorite left leg and just give it a nice little bend and extend, getting some motion. So as the heel comes toward the bottom of your buttocks, quadricep starts to get some mobilization. If you're looking for a little more, your strap can wrap around the footprint, or you can do your hand to foot connection. Bring your legs together. Reach the right arm out, press the hips down, and voila, there you go. So the right side of my body looks like Superman or Superwoman, stretching out, checking out the city below. And my left thigh, I'm pressing the hip in, being very mindful of my knee. And releasing. You can stay right where you are. We're gonna go to the other side. I'm just gonna flip for video purposes. Coming down, not rushing. Lengthen and feel free to start to bend and extend the right knee. Little pump to the hamstring, which means the hamstring is gonna be a friend of the quadricep. The hamstring is gonna contract, so the quadricep knows it can relax. Then you're gonna connect with your strap or hand to foot, specifically maybe the ankle. You're gonna draw the knees or inner thighs together. Lengthen out that left arm like Superman, Superwoman. Push the hips, specifically the right hip into the mat. And breathe. So left side body is supercharged up. Checking out the city below as you fly, and the right quad, hip flexor complex, getting some length. One more huge breath. And slowly release and press yourself back into child's pose. Same setup as before, but this time our hands are going to come together. Thumbs will interlace. You can call this prayer position or a clap that got stuck. I'm going to have my hips lift. It just feels best on my knees this morning. I'm just going to slide the blade edge of my hand out, squeezing my arms long and letting them drift off the mat. And then once again, there's a little bit of tug of war here. My hips are reaching back, fingertips are reaching forward, and then I'll create this little dance in the middle. Stretching out side body, serratus anterior, latissimus dorsi, teres minor muscles, all that good stuff. Just swipe and sweep through it. And then inhale, rise. And come back around, take a seat. Notice how good you feel. Now's a great time to grab some water, maybe your cup of coffee, as we start to finish up our morning stretch. We're going to do that on our backs. We'll do a nice little hug to release the spine, a little twist, and then we'll rest. If there's anything that we have not incorporated yet that you want to do, you're welcome to do that. Come down onto your back, ideally lying flat, and the strap may be of use. You can always grab onto your thighs and roll yourself down. And once you're there, you're going to hug your thighs into your torso. You're welcome to hug over the shins if your knees feel okay. And then as you start to pull the thighs into the belly, you're going to exhale and bring your forehead to your knees. Chin tucks. And then you're welcome to rock a little side to side, but making an egg shape or an oval. Coming back center, releasing. Exhale, bringing the thighs in, forehead down, a little rock side to side. Broadening and softening low back. Coming back center and releasing. Moving into our twists. Setting the feet down. We'll move the hips over to the right and let the knees drop to the left. Arms will create an uppercase T with the palms up. If you're looking for a little more, the legs can straighten out. It doesn't quite matter. Gaze in either direction. Breathe. Melt. Soften. The legs are long, we'll rebend them, find our feet, come back to center. And then send the hips over to the left, bending the knees and let them rest down to the right. Arms long, palms up. Opportunity to straighten those legs. And let your head rest wherever it wants to fall. One more sweeping breath in, relaxing breath out. And make your way back onto your back. Set the spine down and notice. Our final movement is anything you would like. I'm going to call it Happy Baby from yoga. The strap may be a great connector to the bottom of your feet. Then you're going to separate your feet as wide as you'd like, drawing the thighs in, right into the torso. And then try to set the tailbone back down. Chin tucks. It's a spinal elongator. Some of you may not want the strap. You may grab onto footprints or big toes. And your opportunity to start to create any movements. A little playfulness, simulating being a baby, stuck in its crib and playing with its feet, right? You stretch those legs out, heel reaching out, a little inner thigh. Once you feel like you've made that connection, come back into Happy Baby. Drive the knees into the arms. Set the tail down. Press the skull in. Drop the chin. Taking one more breath. And as you exhale, draw the knees together. And we'll pump our legs like we're on a backyard swing. Give one last little love to the low back. We'll sit ourselves all the way up. And thank you. That's our morning stretch. Thank you so much for coming out. It was wonderful seeing you all. Hopefully you feel a tad better. I am just going to stop recording the meeting and save it. For anyone that is coming to the next class, it's Cardio Blast. So we'll get our heart rates up, and I'll see you in a few. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.